best. They're clean. They look like it. They look like they're gray because of the shoes I got upstairs. They're actually dyeing them. The bottom of my sleeve is gray. Well, they do it, but you can't monetize it. But I'm just loading, so I can put it away. You can't really work on the rifles and stuff, but just loading. Well, you actually do this at the range, but there's nothing in that witchcloth where it goes against this, so this is okay. And besides that, once I get done, do the live, I'm gonna take a shower, relax, watch some movies, just relax. I told you I was going to go live at this time, so I don't want to have it too late. Afterwards. I already loaded 8 of them, so. Alright, 12. I sound a lot, y'all. And, yeah, I brought the wrong one down. This is the cool one. Change the batteries out on my ear. My ear is fine for about another month or two, but I gotta change that. Let me go ahead and mix this up right quick. can't have it. It smells good, I know, but you can't have it. It don't smell good to me, but you don't know. What's it? No. This stuff is not good for you. Turmeric won't hurt you. Actually, it'll benefit you. It's good to give the dogs. Yeah. Nope. No. It smells like oranges, right? No, it doesn't. It smells like something else, but apricots and yams. I have to take it with water. I can't take it straight. I know, bro. You making sure I'm taking something all right? Is it okay? It smells all right? It smells okay? Is it okay? Do you qualify this? Don't be looking at my pen, bro. Y'all see him? He's like checking sure. He's like making sure. Is that okay for you, Red? Big bruh. Yeah, it's okay. How's it going? I know the video. I recorded a few more, but there's two of my. One I deleted because I'm not gonna let you see the training I was doing. I'm not gonna let you see that. I don't want that on here. I had to put on my knee brace and my back brace was already on, but you know the copper tone, not copper tone, but you know the copper one, which you can't really tell. And then I didn't put on my I didn't take my plates with me, so I was going to go live while I was driving there and do a little truck talk. And I said I'm gonna say that for tomorrow because I'm going out to test this other rifle that I have to build the lower. So if I build it tonight, and I'll take it out there and I'll run it, and will I record? I might record me like sighting it in. I got another 6 hour Romeo, not the MSR, but it's the newer one. And he's over there playing with my shoes from the day. I know the smell of the cows and everything else. Stop chewing on that string, bro. Stop chewing on my string. You know what I'm gonna do, right? Thank you. He knows when he's doing wrong. Stop chewing on my string, please. Thank you. He ran. My shoelace, I mean. Anyway, right? So I didn't show the one where I ran this upper that I changed bolt assembly out. Run the cobalt, you know, with the tungsten in the middle. It's a little different, a little more pricey. Stuff like that. I don't just bring out, like, that's for like SHTF. I'm more of I like to use hard sights, but I like to run, you know, the reds or the greens or blue dots or yellow dots or whatever, you know, in those configurations. But yeah, I'm actually building an AK like AR or whatever. It's a 7.62, but it's an AR platform. A lot of people don't like them. I've shot one of my buddies. I love it. So, you know, so I'm building that up. Loading my 22s out. I'm gonna clean that because 22. These rounds are a little different. This ammo's right here. The Browning is a little different from a lot of the other ones, CCI, whatever, and all that. Actually, they have a 9mm round. I bought a box. It's flat and it's, I think, 0.8, 0.10. It's like shotgun shit. It's like shotgun pellets in it. And it's for pest control, you know, for like big rodents and stuff like that. Mississippi rats, they eating them now. People are, I don't know. But anyway, but it's like for pest control. But I just bought a box. I might think of, I'm thinking about picking up 2 more, maybe next month or whatever, because they're going to bring some more in. But it's CCI, it's a 9mm, and they got the 44 mag, Win mag. And these are shotgun bullets. Like I said, 0.8 or 0.10. That's real small pellets, y'all. I'm not going to shoot those. I'm gonna save those just for a special occasion. Like, you know what I mean? You will live. You know what I'm saying? I was mind boggled that, you know, they even bought those. I was like, and I was in there getting a couple of targets when they when y'all come up, trauma, whatever, right? Whoever, Rondo, whatever, right? They got the good things out there so we can put ours up. You know what I'm saying? And because I was gonna build mine for free over at Chad's. He says, bring your tools, man, build whatever you want with the leftover wood that's in the back from putting his fence up. So I'll take the day in one day and just go and do that. But so I just shared that. It's just, I had on carrying a total of 8 mags. You can put on like an L3 under that, unless you want to go L4, which are heavier plates, but you can even get a loadout where it's lighter than the one that I have that carries side plates, and you can hook shoulder plates and all that up. You can really build it out to even have a groin plate hanging, which is pretty heavy for those who don't know. Ladies, I advise you get an L3 if you can't afford an L4, and don't get the big boat loadout that we run in the mill. We can carry extra things, radio, blah blah blah, and just get the one that you can fit, or the L3 that's flexible, and wear that, protect you from stab wounds to your chest, your back, and all that from men who want to kidnap you and all that kind of stuff, and learn how to kick and punch. Stretch, women. You have more cartilage than us. All you got to do is stretch. You get two to 3 weeks of stretch, and you guys can be hitting the split in no time. I don't care if you got a faux pas or whatever. Just take the advice. Take the advice. Trust me on this. It's not going to get better. Right now, what you call it, circuit, 7th Circuit, I think, Chicago, they're trying to say, like, forget the Supreme Court. We're not going to allow, the ban is in full effect, like they write law. The Constitution is in the supreme. See, this is what happens when you have these individuals and people don't stand up, and you lay for people to do stuff, because you never know if the people who are fighting for your civil liberties are actually part of the plan to say, look, we lost. And then you share that money, this, that, and other. You got to see that it's bigger than what you can even imagine, because it's not like they haven't worked this stuff out, people. All right? So don't be so lazy. Snoo's doing her dance and stuff. She can get down there, because she was with me, she'd be stretching. And we both be working on some of these handles and stuff. But that's why I can't wait till she get here. But and whomever else. We got to get yourself together. You have to manifest something different. I'm just gonna read a little Behold the Pale Horse. I'm going to be up pretty late tonight. I'm tired, so I'm probably going to get me like a 45-minute power nap. They're really good for you too. If you can get 2 or 3 of those in a day, I wish I was doing that back in the day when I was in my 30s and 20s. I didn't know the benefit of it. We're full of energy, and think about it. We go to school. Well, nowadays they go to school, and what do? They fill them up with Coca-Cola. They fill them up with all the Skittles and GMO food. And then they'd say, well, let's give them Ritalin because they're too active and hyper. Well, children is supposed to be full of energy. And the agenda's big. It's deep. It's beyond the scope of any paradigm you can figure. You dig what I'm saying? And I really would love to see more women come in here. But I guess they feel like, well, we got to fault. The ignorance is supreme. And sadly, still with a lot of our sisters. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. If it walks and sounds like, walks and sounds like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a friggin' duck. And there's a lot of powerful, strong sisters, and they're being bamboozled by sisters that's preaching a whole lot of rah, rah, rah. We don't need no more. That's what's wrong with y'all now. You need to learn to be silent, and be the sponge for something very beneficial instead of running in the league. That's like me telling everybody, go follow Farrakhan and go pull up all of Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie's statements, and go, and just pay attention to what Muhammad Ali saying when he turned his back on a brother before he was assassinated, and then he wants to boo-hoo some tears and take a stand. No, man, that's not how it works. Because most of the people they're following, and I know because I watched them, would lead them into a damn ditch. Think about this, right? Antarctica. They say they found over 400 rivers, well under 3 kilometers. Roughly, that's 1.98 miles, or give or take, almost 2 miles under that deep ice. Lakes with all kind of ecosystems. I'm talking about you could build a little city up under this 400. We know, and now they're admitting to finding pyramids. Like, we know. You know, this is the hypocrisy of it all, because y'all don't want it to get together. You want to pick and choose. The same thing with voting. Like I stated earlier this morning. Oh, he's for gay rights. I'm voting for him. The foolish and the endeavors that in the pursuit of what kind of happiness and joy, what freedom is that? That shows a enslaved mentality. All right. And the person that said, the police here, if one of them was like, yo, I'd help them in a heartbeat. What do you mean? Look, man, there's different classifications and there's different things. Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all deal with idiots. And everywhere there's an idiot, but they weed them out. Here it's different. I wouldn't want no idiot coming here, some gang banging, knucklehead, thug, bump, who wants to fight everybody. You're going to end up in a very bad position. You listening? Now, we could have had our own place where we sorted things out. But most people want to hold on to anger and resentments and build upon it. That's not how we coalesce. So sisters, stop getting beside yourself and following people who are going to lead you, upstream a river where you're not going to move, but you're going to drown. All right? Please, I don't care how much information. There's tons of information, but how is it delivered? Does it mean most of y'all are not practical? I see people like TikTok. I was going live and I was talking about I was just leaving the range and, and I was getting ready to go down a conversation. So these little, and listen to me, TikTok is not ran by Chinese people in China. It's ran by government agents right here. Now, whether they're so-called Chinese, everybody's got bad people. They're a friend of mine who was a Fed. I can't say he worked for the FBI. He says, man, he went to some parties, man. A lot of them guys are gay as fuck. Listen, y'all, I'm not here to beat people up because of their whatever. But the reality is we're dealing with so many perversions that most people aren't aware that if you get people and make them comfortable and give them 6 figures or whatever and say, hey, look, this is the life you can have. This is all we need you to do. They're going to go through everything that allowed them to exist or coexist and become what they are. Like most of at the gun range, we were talking about, which I was talking about the other week, about these so-called women's group from Bloomberg, against guns and all that. Well, you know that not only the dual citizens, a lot of them are from the East, you would think they're Americans. This is how ignorant our people have become because of the hoodwink and the swindling. And a lot of them are Jewish. An agenda is an agenda, and they think their thing is to fulfill it. When are y'all going to start fulfilling your the things, the requirements that you require, the needs you require, excuse me, and do it in a way that isn't, full of all the nonsense that they've nurtured you in? When are you going to pull away and say no more? Now, some people have a hard time removing or letting go of their Social Security card, this, that, and other. You don't need that to work. That's all lies. You go and get your what you call a passport, or there's a number of other things you could do. Some people want to get so deep into the law, it's compulsive. It's like a compulsive disorder. And usually when they start getting deep into it, when they get deep enough, then they realize that all that stuff they walked through, they realize they didn't have to go through all that crap. 1 times 1. And I'm gonna say this again. What is a times table for? To multiply, right? What is to multiply? To add, right? So how can 1 plus 1 equal 1? Now, the engines will sit there and go, but that's because that's what you've been nurtured in, because you've been made to. But math, when you start doing it, you start getting into breaking things down, and you start actually looking at the function, whether it's 1 times 1, well, 2 times 2, or 3 times 3, and then you start realizing that, okay, when you get to the other side of it, and you start actually going pi or whatever, or you start doing your divisions in the proper format, as far as what they say, then you realize that it's all with error. There's nothing right about it. They have created a formula, And then they have created a curriculum and they've made you believe in it. Like I said, you give me 100 kids and let me raise 3 to 4 generation, and I teach them black is red and red is black. Believe me, they're going to look at red and it's going to be black to them. And they're going to look at black and it's going to be red to them. And you bring them into another community with the same like-minded who know what you know, that red is red and black is black. As far as the dynamics, is it really? And they're going to, a war, you can cause them to go to war. So if you tell people in the beginning, we're going to be powerful, we're going to give you this land, that land, that land, that land, where everybody's got to stay within, we got to keep the authenticness people down or removed. And then somewhere down the road, they go, oh, well, now we're going to push our next agenda. We're going to usurp power from all of them and put them under us. And then 1 or 2 of them say, we're going to fight back because they have a continent with about 20, 30 million people or 100 million people or 400 million people. They said, no, we're going to fight. We build our own weapons. But what they forgot is the position that the enemy played on everybody. The embargoes. They have people who they perform with, who they've given much. They made them excessively greedy and everything else. So the piety is upon them. So they'll go against their brethren. And nobody else will know the secret. Are y'all listening? It's deeper than that. Bigger than you can even imagine, but not bigger than you. I can break it down a number of different ways, but everything you think you know, remember I said, believe nothing what you hear and half of what you see? Even when I say it, I always say research it yourself. And most of the people that argue math, they won't sit down and do the full curriculum and look at it with discerning eyes. And some people just go 2 times 2 and then stop there. Bro, you better pull out some of those other arithmetic books and start looking at the function of how these numbers work and more things that you can do with them. Because you can't sit there talking about, 1 times B equals A. Well, how does it go backwards? If you're going 1 times B, how does the illusion become A? Because they say X over X is equivalent to what? 0.14? Look, let me tell you something. Everything is a gambit. They need out of order, and it's to establish a new order that is significant to their thoughts relative to how they want to function or how they want you to function, so that way you're more subservient. Because right now people run around accepting everything that they've been given as if it's far from it. Okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. That's the man that the government assassinated. And that's the book. He held on to their fake Jesus for too long. He held on to some of their fake history, yet he was compulsory and he found out a lot of truths. And that's the world we're dealing with. Was he holding on to his religion to circumvent something? No. Was there a Yeshua? Of course. But was he the character as displayed? Well, not for them. It's a different narrative. It's the hypocrisy of it all. And the more people delve into the bibliographies and the Maccabees and everything else, you know what I'm saying? The more they make themselves believe, yet it's the same individuals who don't believe in nothing that wrote it all, regardless of what they borrowed and took, okay? And if you can't function by looking at that and digging deep in yourself to find that truth without making nothing up, you're not willing to do the hard work. Anyway, we're on chapter 14, a proposed constitutional model for the new states of America. I figured some people might find this interesting. Hey, Rhonda, what's going on, beloved? Lloyd, Herbo, what's up, beloved? Devin Demore, what's up, beloved? Hey, Snoo, what's up, baby girl? What's up? Yeah, she's beloved, but you know what I'm saying. But hey, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. I hope y'all shared this and get some people over here because I'm not giving them no energy. They like the folly of their foolish endeavors, and more power to them. Maybe they'll start committing suicide. but I won't say that on here. Anyway, prepared over a 10-year period by the Center for Democratic Studies of Santa Barbara, California. You know who was in charge of this, right? As a total cost to the United States taxpayers of over 25 million sponjolis, dollars. A proposed constitutional model for the new states of America, the preamble, so that we may join in common endeavors, welcome the future in good order, and create an adequate and self-repairing government. Self-repairing? What does that really mean? That every time they get something wrong, screwing the pooch out here, they better it to make you more subservient and enslaved? We, the people, do establish the new states of America, herein provided to be ours, and do ordain this Constitution, whose supreme law it shall be until the time prescribed for it shall have run. You can't make that up. That's the preamble. Now, the Article 1, Rights and Responsibilities. A, Rights. Section 1, Freedom of expression, a communication of movement, of assembly, or of petition shall not be abridged except in declared emergencies. They're doing their damnedest, but not their best, because they can do it at any moment, to instill and create what they did in the 60s when they were shooting a lot of our old grandmas and grandpas and stuff. Well, y'all didn't know that? During martial law in Newark, Detroit, Alabama, you don't even know. Y'all need to research this stuff. They killed a lot. They murdered a lot of old folks, people. Section 2. No, seriously. Section 2. Access to information possessed by governmental agencies should not be denied except in interest of national security. But communications among officials necessary to decision-making shall be privileged. So if I put myself in a position, or I put my individuals in certain positions, unless a whistleblower decides to tell and spill the beans, but who would they be able to spill it to? Because my whole entourage and security, you would deal with that. Section 3. Public communicators may decline to reveal sources of information, but shall be responsible for hurtful disclosures. Like the Kennedy assassination. Section 4. The privacy of individuals shall be respected. This is in your own, this is, First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third and Fourth. Okay, so pay attention. The privacy of individuals shall be respected. Searches and seizures shall be made only on judicial warrant. Persons shall be pursued judicial warrant by judges, not magistrates. But anyway, because you believe magistrates are judges, where goes the fallacies? Apprehension of suspected are questioned only for the prevention of crime or the apprehension of suspected criminals, and only according to rules established under law. So what does that allude to? I was actually commenting and telling you the fallacies and the lies that have been pervertedly used, just like I'm going to give you on 4. Like when one of those fake ass costume characters are standing at your car door and they are terrorists, they're going to say, and even though it's not true, I smell marijuana. So now they believe in their own head, based on their procedures and not knowing the law, that they can violate your rights. But that is not how it works. They actually would have to sit there, even if they said they smell weed, knowing that they're lying, because they're actually teaching them how to lie. And they feel comfortable knowing that the ones that have been there for a while, because they've been perverse, there's nothing legal about it. It is totally against the Constitution and your Bill of Rights. But because you don't know, you're just as ignorant as them that perform those tasks, those procedures. Section 5, there shall be no discrimination because of race, creed, or color, origin, or sex. What do they mean by origin? Place they came from? where you were born. That means if you're a bum or if you're rich. Well, you see what the lobbyists been doing with the government, and you know who they are superseded by, right? The corporation itself. The Court of Rights and Responsibilities may be determined whether selection for various occupations has been discriminatory. Well, you saw the sister, right? What she did with that big old goofy Spanish motherfucker, right? When he wants to choke and all that, mishandle the young man. And she stopped him. But you see the other idiots standing there because they're just as perverse and corrupt. And then they want to retaliate. See what kind of bitch organization, excuse my language, is that? Actually, you don't have to abide by anything they say because it's not law. But because you're running around by yourselves and they're emotionally unstable and they're used to abusing everything based on some costume, you allow it. Section 6. All persons shall have equal protection of the laws. All persons. Now, if I was one of them Hebrews, I have somebody in the back going, police, all persons. Judges, all persons. Rich, all persons. You know what I'm saying? All persons. And safe in their own, what you call it, as in stated in section 4. And when it comes to 5, you don't have to speak or say anything. Acknowledge their presence, but you don't have to say nothing. You don't have to help them in corroborating their lives to be the antithesis of your own prisoner of war accepted irresponsibility. All persons shall have equal protection of the laws. And in all electoral procedures, the vote of every eligible citizen shall count equally with others. They know that they've been lying with this citizenry shit. Because the Constitution was never established for citizens, but for the American fucking people of the fucking republic. By the people, of the people, for the fucking people. Remember, ratified, and it means accepted as written. They want you to believe that these individuals wrote it and everybody went, aye. No. Ratified in the year 8, what? That means they accepted it. Section 7, it should be public policy to promote discussion. That's why we talked about that the other week, remember? Anyway, it should be public policy to promote discussion of public issues and to encourage peaceful public gatherings for this purpose. Now, permission to hold such gatherings shall not be denied, nor shall they be interrupted, except in declared emergency or on a showing of imminent danger to public order and of judicial warrant. Yet, they push for people to go up there tearing up and burning down cities, police cars, and courts and all that stuff. Yet, when you have people peacefully, based on whether they're liberal or conservative, you have one or the other creating harm to one another. And that's just ridiculous, right? Because nobody knows the Constitution. But you have a young bunch of groupies, right? Because of the education system of lies, who want to do away. They want to be accepted as being furries and puppies and all this other stuff. And then you have the other ones who they've slowly been inserting some of those weirdos into costumes while y'all been worried about Biden's that fake joker and this fake government. You haven't been paying attention to how they've been, what do they call it? Pole position. Everything against the Constitution by your governments. Anyway, Section 8. But most people don't even know this. The practice of religion shall be privileged. Listen, the practice of religion shall be privileged, but no religion shall be imposed by some on others, and none shall have public support. So the so-called Hebrews, fucking idiots, let's call themselves Hebrews, standing on the corners. And this is why they say they're not imposing anything. Anytime you start telling people you should be burnt by fire and in the hand of dead, that's what, and that, That's exactly what you're doing. And yet they allow it because what? It keeps chaos going. Section 9. Any citizen may purchase, sell, lease, hold, convey, and inherit real and personal property, and shall benefit equally from all laws for security and such transactions. And it says nothing about no goddamn taxes. But because you've been duped and you signed certain agreements that you can just that quickly withdraw from, you believe that is binding. It's not signed in blood, nor with your so-called soul. Section 10. Those who cannot contribute to productivity shall be entitled to a share of the national product, but distribution shall be fair, and the total may not exceed the amount of this purpose held in the National Sharing Fund. So what's going on with our homeless veteran brothers? Because y'all don't read this stuff, you don't know no better. You don't know how to convey and converse with these idiots. Section 11. Education shall be provided at public expense for those who meet appropriate tests of eligibility. So why are parents paying schools for education if you're paying taxes? How do you pay taxes then go in a store to buy groceries, but taxes is the thing that helps the farmer, the fake government's farming institutionalization as the banks rob and steal lands to give over to an agenda that's illegal all the way around, if you remember 4, 5, 6, and 7. And the first, which you have the right to make the statement and declaration based on the fact that nobody owns anything, yet when it's yours, it's yours. But we know what happened to us, right? What are you doing paying for the school system? To keep the buses up? And isn't that the state's responsibility through the taxes? Oh, that's right. They keep raising their payments and hiring more people into the government that are family organized or family, right? And creating new sectors and ventures that goes against everything of the individuals or so-called citizens and the citizenry in those states. Section 12. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Well, it seems like in the Constitution is the supreme law. So how can they write laws and then say they have their own constitution? Why is it that y'all don't get together and say, not today? Why don't y'all do like that one place where they lock the damn city out and says, nuh-uh, you're gone. Look what they're doing in Ireland. Look what they're starting to do in France and even England. These fake ass governments. Well, I'm talking about the people. They had enough. Motherfuckers are arming up and everything. And them, they ain't like, you ain't my government. They realized it. No property should be taken without compensation. Well, brothers, we all have a whole lot of land they haven't paid for. But yet you got these idiots keep pushing for what? Because of slavery? Man, they don't have enough in that bank in the last 400 years to pay all of us in weight in gold and silver for all the lies these Ashkenazis have created on our soil and their little dumb puppets. Section 13. Legislatures shall define crimes and conditions requiring restraint, but confinement shall not be for punishment. And when possible, there shall be preparation for return to freedom. Want me to read that again? Seeing how y'all are so stuck in the world they created through Car 54 and Ironside and the conditioning they put on you to make you accept the narratives that are being played out before you. Just like when they started giving military equipment to the police, that was illegal all the way through. But nobody went and said anything because you were too busy being hard-headed or your parents were. And hell, you didn't know what to do because the CIA was too busy dropping drugs in the neighborhood and perverting you with these science who, well, if you want to call them Nazis or whatever, I don't know. You can call them anything you want to call them. But because you didn't get together listening to these so-called black folk leaders, when you call somebody else your leader, you give away your energy. You know that? I'm not going to go too deep into that. Section 14. I'm going to read the 13 again because I don't think you really got it. Legislators shall define crimes and conditions requiring restraint, but confinement shall not be for punishment. And when possible, there shall be preparation for return to freedom. That means that you will be educated, you will be assisted, you will be protected. But you see the CEOs, some of you might have been CEOs, y'all know how foul you are, corrupt. Anyway, 14. Section 14. No person shall be placed twice in jeopardy for the same offense. Hello. Oh, that only applies to the rich? Okay. How is Biden's fake ass crackhead son still walking around and this, that, and the other and want to sue? Forgot. Man, you can't make it up. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not into the political parts. We're talking about Constitution, Bill of Rights, the amendments, everything to it. Section 15. Writs in habeas. Writs in habeas. Writs in habeas corpus, right? Whatever. Habeas, whatever. Corpus. Shall not be suspended except in declared emergencies. So you know what they're stating, right? Again, when they want to bring FEMA in, martial law, and all that crap, that means your legalized rights. Even that's not really suspended. But as far as like certain areas, we got a major fire over here. We got to block the road off. You're driving and you're going into a place, the tornado alley, and they're striking like crazy right now. We're going to advise you not to go. And hopefully on your better judgment. And then if you decide to keep moving forward, well, we're going to shoot your tires out or put some spikes down because we can't allow you to go there. There's a state emergency. Beep, beep, beep. Section 16. Listen. Accused persons shall be informed of charges against them. So when the police come to your car and they're talking about, get out the car, I'm going to put handcuffs. No, they're supposed to tell you what they're about to lock you up for. If they're fear of you taking off in the vehicle and this, that, and other, that's on their monkey. That means they're not well trained. They're indoctrinated and foolish. They're probably a lot of times pretty pussy, and they're going to want to shoot because that's what's being drilled into their head by these Ashkenazis who are taking position to train people. They were sending police in the 60s and 70s over an FBI to go and train Israel how they dealt with the Palestinians when they were murdering them. Yeah, I bet your pappies and uncles didn't tell you that. Anyway, shall be informed of charges against them, shall have a speedy trial, not pay taxpayers money for fucking 2-3 years, shall have reasonable bail, should be allowed to confront witnesses. See, that's like when Clinton did that little thing and this fake Biden, the real one that was alive, right? With the thing with the crack and all that. That was illegal in every shape, fashion, or form because they didn't address the CIA. They didn't address the fake ass government or the FBI. All them weapons showing up in the suburbs. Y'all are very aware of the Tyrone rat experiment, right? The Tyrone mice or maze experiment. 1940s. And the one in the 60s. Y'all aware of it? Okay. That's what I thought. And this is one you need to really listen to right here. This is still part of Section 16. After speedy trial, shall have reasonable bail, shall be allowed to confront witnesses or to call others, and shall not be compelled to testify against themselves. That's why you plead the fifth, people. No matter what. And you don't answer anything unless if you're in the ID state and you don't have a passport. You're still riding around with your Social Security and your driver's license. You got that little thing on the back of your license plate that you shouldn't really have on your vehicle because you're traveling. Horse and buggy means the carriages you're driving right now. It means the same thing. Okay. You're traveling. But now if you're operating in fiat, that's a whole nother thing. Because now you're working in something, you're transporting what they've made, regardless of it being empty or full. Oh, boy. At the time of arrest, they shall be informed of their right to be silent, to remain silent, and to have counsel, provided, if necessary, at a public expense. That's supposed to be the best they can afford, not some pro bono idiot, okay, who have then sat down and drank with the judge, the magistrate, and the police and everybody else, and they've already decided what they're going to do to you, which is all the way around illegal. At public expense, like taking people's children, very illegal because they have the CPS, especially when they want to say there's drugs. But yet, I can go and eat, and this is on MythBusters. I can go and eat 2 poppy seed bagels, and sure enough, pop as positive as for cocaine. Doesn't matter how many nanograms they break it down into. It's going to be the same thing because it's poppy seeds, especially if they're raw. And courts shall consider the contention that persecution may be under an invalid or unjust statute. Tomorrow we'll get into the responsibilities. I just feel like it was important to share that little bit of stuff because we still have a lot of people who are getting all involved in the world of their fictional laws and playing in their field. I don't care how well you work it out. They're very well that they could just ignore you. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the reality. No, I'm gonna take a nap after this. Herbo, I got you right, beloved. Lloyd, what's going on? What's going on? What I want to say, beloved. Saying, yeah. A PSA at 47 myself. You serious, brother? Wow. But you got to remember what they did to us, you know. They gave us those, well, me first. And in the 90s, they gave us that, not to get off topic, but they gave us that, the first pills, the anthrax pills, and that messed a lot of us up. Why am I okay? I said I'm different. That's all I'm going to say. And you know what's good? Getting a little bit of white vinegar, you know, about a good shot and a half to 2 shots worth. All right. Putting half a lemon or lime, but lemon is half a lemon, and about a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. Stir it around, drink it for your blood pressure, and also for your swelling of your prostate, if that's the case. Religious groups backed by 501c, public support took out the window. Hey, man, look, like I said, you either know the Constitution and the Bill of Rights or you don't know it. I always ask people when they say they're studying law, I say, oh, yeah, Black's law. Well, how come you don't study constitutional law? Which one is supreme? Well, because they know it's ours and they know it's supreme. Just like I was talking about, the reality that they're talking about there's more than that, but 400 lakes, 2 miles under domes of rock with ecosystems and stuff, with fresh water. They say the whole thing over there is different, but they have these fucktards, these CIA operatives and Mossad and all these other goofballs flying these aircrafts from Greensville, all these places, and spraying all this shit. But they ain't stopping that. Because we know that it's genetic warfare. We've had enough doctors can't come out saying they want best to get rid of us. All right? Like, pay attention. Don't attempt to make it make sense. A lot of you have some work to do, okay? Appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. It's not always about we Indians. Remember I said we're supposed to be beyond that? But there's some people who are still, it's their duty to prove to the imbeciles, all right, who you truly are. Because the idiots They don't know the damage that's going to come from it. Let's say if all of a sudden everybody was gone, all the darkness. These idiots really think it'd be good, huh? That shows you how dumb they are. They have no capabilities, no real ones. Now, those who are marginalized because they come from us, it might become rational, but even they would disappear. Because if they ain't fighting now, then they're in the hypocrisy. I mean, it could be said all kinds of different ways. Anywho, I'm going to eat this pear, drink this good stuff here, and make my mushroom pasta with basil. You know what I'm saying? My pesto, okay? What was that? Hold on. Hey, Snow, what's up, baby? Hey, Mikey Cox, I thought you was already in here. What y'all coming in and leaving? Oh, okay, you just showed up. I know they messing with the what you call it. I hope that live was decent. I when I was out of the range, I was shooting and I was thinking about something because I pay attention to Chicago, what's going on in LA, New York, everywhere. And the reality is you have migrants who came here who really want a better life, but you also with them, you have the enemy, well known to have come here because they were positioned, and I'm talking about the enemy that shouldn't even be an enemy. Y'all got to snap up out of that, whatever you're in. Everybody speaking in one voice is powerful. All right. Appreciate y'all. We're right under an hour, which I wanted to keep it. And in the AM, I might just read a couple of books that we want to stay on point to, but I feel like I look at the time, what people are doing, and it's not to stop them, but it's to say, how about refocus your direction? You dig what I'm saying? Change your direction just a little bit. Because they're going to keep giving you attaboys. They're going to keep giving you things that make you think everything's all right. Soften you up. Make you drop your guard. All right? See y'all in the AM. Appreciate y'all. Number love, tribe.